In this video, we're going to show you how to install the brake caliper and bracket on your Volvo XC90 located behind your rear wheels. Let's go ahead and prep our caliper and bracket for installation. You're simply going to take the bracket with the slide pins, slide them out. We're going to take a little bit of grease and we're going to put some on the slide pins. Reinstall. Using a 19mm socket, we want to get it loosened and remove our lug nuts. Grab that wheel, remove it, and set it aside. Now I want to start on the inside here. I want to go ahead and separate this ABS wire from the flex hose. Simply undo the plastic retainers. And then a finger on each side of the ABS wire by the mounting bracket and gently work this up. Never pull on one side and pull it up. You can damage the wire. Just work that up and out, set that off to the side. Now the flex hose comes down and attaches to the caliper itself. I'm going to use my 14mm open end wrench. Get on there and break this free. Now we can't unthread this out of this because it'll twist and bind up further up top. At this point here, all we want to do is break that free. Now I want to go ahead and loosen and remove the two bolts holding the caliper and bracket assembly. There's one up top here and there's one straight down below. We use our 13mm socket and our ratchet to get that. We're going to use a 13mm socket to break these free. Now at this point here, I'm going to loosen and remove that lower bolt completely. I'm going to go ahead and loosen this one up quite a bit. I'm not going to remove it completely yet. Next thing we're going to do is I'm going to go ahead and grab my plastic pliers. And I'm going to pinch the flex hose, and this is going to prevent brake fluid from leaking out everywhere when I separate the flex hose from the caliper itself. Let's now go ahead and loosen and remove this upper bolt completely. Now that we have the upper bolt loose, I'm going to remove that. Slide this off, and with a bucket underneath or a catch can, I'm now going to unthread this flex line. In some cases you can just hold it and spin the unit. Now if you're going to be reusing your pads, you now want to go ahead and remove these. It is recommended to use a brand new set of pads when performing a job like this, but at this point here, you can go ahead and discard the caliper and bracket assembly. Take the new assembly, grab the inboard pad that has the spring retainer on here. Now I want to make sure that the end hooks here, the tabs, slide into the bracket. So as you push this in, go ahead and adjust the bracket so it pops into place. Go ahead and flip this over. Remove the plug here. That's where your flex hose is going to insert. Let's go ahead and install our new component. Go ahead and grab that flex hose in the new unit. And what we have to do is we actually have to thread the caliper on here. Once you get it, go ahead and spin that whole thing right on. Grab your wrench, and we're just going to snug that gently. Thread that until it bottoms out. We'll finish snugging that down later on. Okay, at this point here, we have our inboard pad installed. Go ahead and grab the outboard pad, slide that in, and it fits in just the opposite of the inboard pad, like so. Slide it right on over. Push it up into position. I'm going to now install the upper bolt on the caliper bracket. Just have to maneuver that caliper bracket around just a little bit for that bolt to line up. Get that started a few threads. Go ahead and get the lower bolt started. Once you have both of these bolts in several threads, we can now go ahead and snug these down. Do the same for the upper. Go ahead and zip that down. I'm going to use my 14 mil wrench, snug down this flex hose. You're going to feel it bottom out. Release the clamp on our flex hose here. Let's go ahead and torque these down to 26 foot-pounds. Let's install our ABS wire. Roll this rubber grommet into the bracket. Install the outer spring here. Going to insert that into the upper hole. Press it up against there. We are going to insert this in the upper hole and pull this over. Tap it in. Now at this point here, I want to go ahead and hop into the vehicle, pump up the brake pedal, make sure that this caliper is fully closed. At this point here, we're now going to start to perform the gravity bleed process. Should be a rubber cap on here. Go ahead and pop this off. We're going to use the 11 millimeter box end on the wrench and rotate this bleeder screw counterclockwise. Break that free. Spin out a couple threads. What we're going to do is wait for the brake fluid to fill up on the inside of the caliper itself and push out any air. Probably going to start to see some bubbles with some fluid starting to come out. I'm going to wait till all that fluid purges out. Now at this point here, it's taking a few moments for this to all purge out. We can close this up. Now at this point here, we do want to go ahead and top off the brake fluid underneath the hood. Pump up that brake pedal on the inside of the vehicle. We do want to make sure that that is nice and firm. For any reason, if it feels soft and spongy, you want to go ahead and repeat this process. It could take 2 to 3 times for that pedal sponginess to go away. Now, for any reason, if it continues, you then want to proceed to the brake bleeding process for the entire vehicle. Use some solvent. You definitely want to clean this. Brake fluid is corrosive. Make sure you get all of that wiped up. and then go ahead and pop on the cap. Go ahead and grab your wheel. Go ahead and get that lined up. Let's go ahead and get one of these lug studs started. Let's go ahead and get the rest of these started a few threads, then we'll come on back and snug them down. Let's go ahead and gently snug these down. All right, let's now go ahead and torque them down. Let's now go ahead and torque down the lug nuts to 103 foot-pounds. When doing this here, it's best to do it in a crisscross or star pattern. Before performing this job, it's best to be wearing safety glasses and gloves. Now with the hood open, go ahead and locate the master cylinder reservoir. Before you open this, be sure to spray down the reservoir and clean up any debris around the perimeter. Using some spray solvent, and take care of that quickly. Once you're satisfied with the cleanliness there, go ahead and open this up by twisting it counterclockwise. And we do want to go ahead and evacuate the old fluid that is in there. You can go ahead and check and see if there is a filter or something in here that you can remove. Just using your pocket screwdriver, you can go ahead and remove this. Now this has a filter or a screen in it. Go ahead and set that aside. We're going to set up a little container here. And we're going to use a tool here to evacuate the fluid. You can use something like a turkey baster or another similar style vacuum tool. And we want to go ahead and pull out as much of this fluid as possible. Before we continue, you do want to go ahead and dispose of this fluid, get this out of the way so it doesn't spill. Let's now go ahead and fill this all the way up to the top of the reservoir. Insert the screen cup here. Close it up. Now our brake bleeding process is going to start at the left front wheel, continuing to the right front, moving to the left rear, and ending at the right rear. All right, now while performing this job, we have someone inside the vehicle that's going to assist us. They're going to go ahead and pump up the brake pedal about 3 to 5 times and then hold pressure. We're then going to open up our bleeder screw and purge out any air bubbles or dirty fluid during this process. We're going to remove our rubber cap. We have our container here. We're going to pop this over. All right, go ahead and pump it up. While they're holding pressure, we're going to use our 11mm wrench and loosen our bleeder screw. All right, it's at the floor. We're going to close it up. You can see the dirty fluid coming out. Go ahead and pump it up. Continue. Go ahead. And we do one more. While performing this job, we're not only looking to evacuate that old dirty fluid, but we're also purging out any air bubbles. This is pretty clean at this point here. We can now remove our containment system. We'll set that over here. Give it a quick spray with some spray solvent because brake fluid is corrosive. Want to make sure we clean that up as best possible. Install the rubber cap. We're going to do the same process for the right front. Before moving to the rear, let's now go ahead and top off the reservoir. All right, here we are at the left rear. Open that cap up. Get our hose on here. And go ahead and pump it up. Pump it up. Go ahead. And one more time. All right, we'll snug that down. Give it a quick spray. Wipe. And cap it. And then we'll go ahead and finish up with the right rear. Now that we're done, we'll go ahead and top off the master reservoir. Now we want to go ahead and install our wheels, and we want to go ahead and torque down the lug studs to 103 foot-pounds.
When only the best will do, demand TRQ. The only company that lets you view before you do. TRQ is committed to offering the highest quality aftermarket auto parts that are engineered for peace of mind. Thanks for using and viewing with TRQ.